You're listening to the Road to Wisdom podcast, weaving stories told by wonderful minds about all things motherhood, health, intimacy, politics, nature, and everything in between.
Join us on an adventure discovering unique experiences that we can learn from to enhance the ways in which we live.
We are your hosts, Chloe
and Keshia. Welcome everyone to a Q&A with Chloe and Keshia. Maybe
Never, ever do that again.
I'm leaving this in. We put a shout out for a Q&A because we often get a few questions from you guys.
And we really enjoy talking to each other and to ourselves through these mics and headphones. So we thought, why not just make it a reoccurring thing where we get to just talk?
Chloe actually loves wearing headphones. So
I love wearing headphones. As you can see, if you're watching this, I have one ear exposed because I actually have a melting brain at the moment. Anyway, let's get this party started. We have a fair few questions. I don't think we're going to be able to get through all of them, but let's just talk about the ones that we constantly got a bit of a repeat for.
Yeah.
So a couple people have asked the same question regarding school, whether we send our kids to school, what's our vibe, what do we So I'll ramble quickly first because we've had so many different things. We've homeschooled, we've Steiner schooled, and now we're private independent schooling. And I want to homeschool again.
So don't
Mic
actually
drop.
listen
Mic
to,
drop.
to Chloe on the schooling front at all.
Yeah, I've got nothing. I've actually got a lot of insight, but
You do.
If someone asks me what choice I'm going to make next, terrible question to ask me. I go up and down with it, and I just feel so conflicted because I feel like what I want and how I want my children to be and what I want just doesn't exist. So I have to create it, and that's very resource sucking, and it's a big thing to do.
So Chloe's creating a school, people. Keep your eyes open.
And the only reason I'm doing that is because I recently just did the maths on how much it's going to cost me to send my 5 kids to my private independent school over the next 14 years. $1 million.
Yeah.
What am I going to do?
Yeah, just to the government. No, to
it's
school.
independent. So
Yeah. I
still don't justify it.
have only done the one thing with my kids. we've gone through Steiner education. It's what I wanted to do from the get-go. Over COVID, I considered the homeschooling situation, but personal choice, I'm not a homeschooling mum. I feel like my kids get a lot more nurturing from their school environment. It's a really nice break from the chaos of home for them to go into this beautiful
chaos during lunches and pickups. I loathe it.
Yeah.
I loathe lunchbox making and pickups and drop-offs. Yeah. It's a waste of my life.
No, it sucks. No. But at the same time, like the school that my kids are at, like they walk in, it is like just flushed with environment and nature.
It's beautiful. My kid went there for
the rooms. Yeah,
it
the
flooded
rooms
so much she hardly got to go.
Yeah. But yeah, and it's full of all the walled off Steiner, like silks in the windows and colourful everything and beauty everywhere. So I'm really happy with that. And like any school, it has its challenges. I guess also homeschooling has its challenges. So I think it's really up to you on what challenges you want to
pick your battles and also just get clear with what your values are and what you actually want and what you're willing to negotiate and kind of, And
I think too,
there's no perfect.
Yeah, but something that, I'm following Abigail Schreier like crazy, and she's talking about like the gentle, like this gentle parenting model and the soft schooling techniques and like all of this like
child-led everything.
And it's really, I think it's actually really detrimental to our children to buffer them too much from what the world is.
I think that's why it's hard, because that's what the homeschool communities and that's what all of that looks like, and I don't like that. It's too woo-wah and it's culty vibes, and it's like
Okay,
I don't know.
Ease up. But like,
It's not culty. I shouldn't
No.
say that, but it's like everyone's in their little bubble, and I actually don't feel like that's that
Yeah.
great. But at the same time, a bubble is required because the stuff that's happening in schools, like some of the things that I've been discovering lately, is just absolute hard no, non-negotiable for me. I don't want my kid being exposed to that because it's fucking dangerous. But at the same time, like,
I feel like what you want is that your child can be exposed to things, but then hold their core values really strong. I think like
it doesn't actually matter because I'm dipping my toes in it, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm sending my kid to school. It doesn't matter what happens at school because we're all over it as parents, and what we say is, you know, going to be the final word. And because we're such an insular, strong family and all of this, but now I'm looking at my 8 to 9-year-old, and I'm like, that's actually not the truth. It's actually not. Perhaps that's not going to be the case because obviously no one gives a shit what their parents say when you're 8 or 9, and especially
and then again
teens.
when you're like 15 and 16. Yeah.
From here on in, it doesn't really matter. It's very much what your peers have to say and what they're doing. And I think there's a lot.
There's a lot to navigate.
There's a lot to unpack there. It's a whole blippant episode. I actually called Melanie Defaults, who we've had multiple times on our podcast, and I was like, I need help. I need help with this. Like, can you please mentor me through my child's life? Anyway, she agreed to do it. I just haven't spoken to her yet. So maybe one day I'll have some more insight on this.
Maybe we need to get Melanie on again. Help us. But yeah, I think probably ultimately it's your values, what you want to instill in your children, how you want your life to look, because schooling it's really big, and whether you're doing bloody school runs and lunch boxes, or you're at home and having to teach.
I've got 3 kids at school now. Only one of them really truly suits it. One does not at all. It's not the environment for her. And then one's just 50-50. Yeah. So like if you're sending your kid and it's clearly detrimental.
See, I've got 3 kids that just love it.
Yeah, see, that's different. All right, next question, because that's a whole episode.
We could talk on that.
Some funny questions, yeah. But this is a good one. What's the basic essentials for a first-time mum? I kind of feel like it's the same for all you. I don't know. I feel like people get so into doing like nurseries and decals and walls and like
essentials for a first-time mum.
Aesthetics,
community.
And stuff. Yeah, community, a food. Like preparing for postpartum, understanding what you're actually going to do when birth happens and what your body's going to do, and navigating the life of having a baby and focusing on that more than anything, because your baby actually needs very few things.
Yeah, like-minded people, I think would be my number
support,
one.
Because that's often tricky at the start for a lot of people.
And some really warm socks.
Yeah. Warm socks, warm clothes, freezer full of food. Don't worry about the aesthetics of what your baby's going to be looking like, wearing, sleeping, just any of that.
The hair off your baby.
Yeah. Socks. There's probably more to that. And we've actually spoken on many episodes about essentials stuff. Yeah.
Go back into the archives, peeps.
Yeah. Do we use dummies with our kids? Don't.
Have for way too long with my first 2, and then my third we were like, absolutely not, he's a thumb sucker through and through. And then I had one that sucked her thumb for half a minute and she was done, and now I don't know what this one's going to do. So
the only time I'd probably cave to it is car, because we drive so much in the car and all my babies have been car haters. So
I think aware parenting really turned me off the dummy train.
Yep.
And also Jalal and Cole.
Same.
So throw them in the bin, people.
Probably
pretty
don't
much.
need them.
Deal with the screens.
Postpartum meal faves. We've spoken about this in our last QnA, and lots of episodes leading up to birthing our 5th babies. And we've also recording an episode in August with Addison, who filled our freezers with postpartum food. So stay tuned for that. Supplements.
Wait, but postpartum meals, like, do you want to do a quick, like, what were you craving? What were you craving?
Like warm food.
That's what you wanted though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
Like, I was craving that mushy shit. So
I hate the mushy shit.
Chicken congees, lentil dals,
Nice slow cooked meats for me, like soupy meats.
Well, I
Soupy
got on
meats.
that train too, people.
And this is a funny one. Have you ever recorded an interview for your pod, then not wanted to publish it? Yes, short answer.
Okay, so
we're not going to mention any names, of
we
course.
won't. We won't. We've had a couple of just technical blowouts, which I think we mentioned when we had Tani come back in for her birth stories, because we had Tani come in to talk about TCM, and it was like a phenomenal chat, but the audio was terrible and we absolutely couldn't salvage it. So we'll have to do a redo of that.
That was another one where we basically like loved and totally vibed the topic of the conversation, but the entire time we were just like staring, like glazed over, like, wow, we cannot allow anybody to hear this. This is legit bad.
And look, I think there's been multiple episodes where we just cringe at what we say, but we release it anyway because we're like, like baby brain be damned. Like everyone can. If we like brain fart and stuff, we still release the episode. Yeah. Even if it's not our greatest, we'll still release it because we're not going to censor or just, I don't know, like we're not perfect. So. Yeah. And we're happy to let everyone know that. Web special. Favorite supplements, if you take any. I do not have a daily, but I am very much have enjoyed taking Deer Antler and Shen postpartum. Oh, Superfeast shout out. Yeah, Superfeast shout out. We have a code too. We'll put it somewhere. So yes. You can it's somewhere on our Instagram if you really desperately want it, and we haven't forgot to, put it up. But it's been so lovely just for like rejigging everything, especially like I like this. I come and go with supplements, but I have been taking Primal Iron, which is like it's cow spleen supplement. And that this time postpartum, like I was complaining that I felt that this postpartum was very similar to what someone with chronic fatigue would experience. And as soon as I started taking that, I think it was like 3 days in, I was like, whoo, I have energy. So I've been, raving that. And it also got rid of my postpartum headaches, which was nice. Maybe I should. We actually have 2 cow hearts in the freezer. Just and what else do we have? Something else. Oh no, that's a tongue. It's not really the same thing as an organ. You're grossed out by that, but maybe I should not there yet. And like loads of liver, but I haven't quite cooked it up yet. But I don't really take anything else. Oh, I just like minerals and stuff. Yeah, fulvic. Yeah, fulvic minerals are good. I'm hoping that the amount of fulvic minerals I'm taking is going to reduce my postpartum hair loss, which hasn't started yet, but I will keep you all updated. It doesn't look like you got a full mane at the moment. It's crazy, actually. Any non-negotiables you have for your day and how to fit them in when pregnant or with littles. You're probably way more strict on this than me because I just let the day go. But waking up early in the morning and opening the small things, really, just small things, like I open every window and door in the house, get that light in the morning, is probably my absolute non-negotiable. The circadian stuff. Yeah. My non-negotiables at the moment, and because it is winter when we record this, is keeping warm. I usually have a wrap actually from Prema, my postpartum doula, and she left that with me, that I've been wrapping around my midsection just to keep in that extra warmth, and then a warm drink in the morning that I drink while it's still warm is like my non-negotiable. And if it doesn't happen the first time around, I yell at everyone and then tell them to go away so I can remake my warm drink and drink it. But yeah, I don't know. It changes all the time, to be completely honest. That's in this season. I'm not one of those like routine people who needs things to be done in a super psycho strict order to be. I am a super psycho strict human. So yeah, yin and yang, baby. Yeah, that's why this podcast works. There was another one that I just saw, but I think it was homeschooly vibes. Oh, I remember a toothpaste one. Do you use toothpaste with your kids? I let them. I've got a range between like using none, using coconut oil, using like
whatever. So I've got a few. I can't remember their brands.
We're actually really bad with dental hygiene. Like, I'm like, here's a toothbrush, and they're like chewing on it a few times, and every now and then we let them just use our Dr. Bronner toothpaste.
We brush our kids' teeth all the time. If you're listening to this, Jella. Which you won't be, but anyway.
We look after their teeth. I'll make it the real and
but also like people it's brushing your teeth is relatively new thing.
Yeah.
So like
and I
know people who never brush their teeth.
Yeah.
And have like no cavities.
Paul Saladino is like all about it.
There you go.
Yeah. But if I was going to suggest a toothpaste, Katie Wells, who has the Wellness Mama podcast, which I used to follow religiously and don't know why I don't still. She has incredible information, but she actually started a mineral-based toothpaste and almost to help build, I think, any cavities that kids have. So, but I think really what dental health comes more from diet than anything else.
Actually, yeah, I do know this lady. She creates incredible products for your teeth. I'll try and link it. I've been meaning to get some stuff off her actually. One little thing, someone's said that we have inspired them to have a home birth first baby. Thank you for everything. You know what? I just want to like sit in our own greatness for a couple of seconds, because I know I've shared this with you, but we've been told a few stories lately about people pulling out everything from their cupboards, like transforming their lives in so many ways, birthing differently, being kind of, brought back to
trusting their bodies,
trusting themselves, their bodies, and making some big, big, big changes in their lives because of some of the beautiful guests we've had on our show. And that makes my heart feel good.
It's why we do it, right?
Yes. So whoever has shared those with us lately, big love to you.
Yeah.
Keep that coming.
Keep it coming. Yeah, we want to hear any feedback, and if this has impacted you, please let us know, because
give us a little DM.
It does.
Give us a little love.
It's the encouragement we need to keep going. On that, actually, if you're listening to this and you haven't yet, please subscribe and leave us a review, because they do really help. We don't have a subscription based model here, and any reviews, whether that's star or a writing review, really, really helps us. So are you taking a photo of me right now? Hey. But I think actually I had one more question. What do you I'm getting really distracted with this camera in my face. But one of my postpartum must-haves this time, which has just been like a real blessing in disguise, because it has reduced the amount of laundry I've had to do, which is always a positive postpartum. And I've been able
cleaner?
No, I have been able to re-wear tops because of this. I have got this merino wool leak-proof bra, like breastfeeding. Should I show it?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone sorry.
But she is getting her boobs out. Wow.
Yeah, and it's supportive, but the elastic, it's not cutting off anything, because it's not and
not restrictive,
and easy pull to the side. It's milk label. I'm loving it, and it's the merino fibers, which finding a natural fiber bra is almost impossible. I know, but I have not leaked through at all. It's phenomenal. It's been so good. And these are ridiculously comfortable. So
I need to get some, because I need to,
Mate, I'll hook you up. They're really good. So a big suggestion, postpartum fave that I never thought I needed, and now I suggest to everyone.
Someone did also just say how to make postpartum awesome. We have recorded about this, and we've actually spoken to lots of guests about it. So flick through our archives, but I think just the roundup is definitely comfortable wardrobe, food,
meals,
and support.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting that in order way before you give birth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
help around the house, helping hands, food, and
and like all the herbs, like make sure that you've got your tea sorted, like tea situation sorted, because drinking teas in postpartum is just
warmth, socks, wardrobe,
magnesium baths,
all the things.
all the things. Thinking
Get
healing.
as self-centered as you can, basically.
Yes. No, but you have to.
You have to.
You have to.
Anyway,
Was that everything?
that's it.
All right.
Housekeeping done.
Big love to everyone. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back.
Chat soon.
We'll be back with another Q&A. We might
Actually,
make this like
I
a
just want
monthly
to
thing,
say
right?
we will, because we always get so many DMs about things. But if there's like a topic or like a conversation that you'd love to have, or you'd love to hear, I should say, let us know. We've got lots of different things that we're talking about for the end of the year and different guests booked. But yeah, we'd love to make these little bonus episodes a reoccurring thing. But if there's a topic that we can jam on that you'd love to hear from us about,
Yeah.
sing out.
Yeah. We'd love to get that into your ear holes.
Oh, God.
See you, friends. Mwah. Thanks for tuning in to the Road to Wisdom podcast. To join the journey, you can follow us on Instagram at theroadtowisdom.podcast and at www.theroadtowisdompodcast.com. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. We look forward to seeing you next week with more juicy content.